The dark night of the soul, what it is and how to overcome it. Hello, Dark Payment here, author, angel intuitive, and psychic medium. And I want to welcome you to my channel where it's all about intuitive development and magical living. In this video, we're going to talk about the dark night of the soul, what it is, its symptoms, and how to overcome it. So what exactly is the dark night of the soul? The dark night of the soul is a very natural and beautiful experience where a person's ego self is basically dying to their true spiritual essence, which is love. This process can occur several times throughout one's lifetime due to the loss of a loved one or a pet, a relationship breakup, an illness. However, it generally emerges after a deep period of spiritual growth. But regardless of the triggering point, during the process, the spiritual seeker is suddenly faced with the knowledge that his or her old way of believing, seeing, and thinking no longer exists or no longer fits into their understanding of how life works. At this point in time, inner conflict emerges, making it feel like it is a difficult, scary, and crushing process. This is why the process is called a dark night of the soul, because during this time of inner spiritual conflict with your old belief structures, you often feel stuck in the dark and feeling as if you'll never see the light again. It's important to realize when you're going through the dark night of the soul that it's not your fault, that you did nothing wrong. I like to think of it somewhat of like a snake shedding its skin, because essentially what you're doing is shedding your own beliefs and way of doing things for new, untested, and not known ways of thinking, being, doing, and believing. Recall to your mind the image of somebody walking a tightrope. This is exactly what's happening to the ego mind because it feels like it's walking a tightrope without a safety net. Some of the symptoms of the dark night of the soul include confusion, emotional heaviness, guilt, shame, frustration, helplessness, anger, and loneliness. It's good to remember, however, is that these emotions are your allies and not your enemies. The emotions that present themselves to you are gifts because they're trying to get your attention. Oftentimes, we mistake uneasy emotions and feelings, and we push them down and don't want to deal or feel with them, which is actually doing you a disservice. Jared Brock once said, "There's a season for everything under the sun, even when we can't see the sun." So how can you overcome the dark night of the soul? What I find interesting about the dark night of the soul is that it's kind of like giving birth. When the fetus is in the womb, the environment feels safe and familiar. However, as the time of your emergence as a human being nears, the environment becomes more volatile. In the physical journey of our birth, we emerge from the darkness of the birth canal into the light of an entirely new world. In the dark night of the soul, this process is similar. But fortunately, because you and I are not spiritual infants, we can push ourselves through the spiritual birth canal with clarity. Here's how. Stay present by honoring your emerging emotions. Discover what's really going on. Staying present means to look at things as they truly are, not as how you wish them to be. This means that you must consciously shine the light of truth on what's going on and how you're feeling instead of stuffing them and pushing them down. The sooner you're able to face these emotions and look at them for what they truly are, the sooner you're going to be able to move forward to embrace the newness that awaits you. And the quickest, most effective way to do this is to notice each emotion that arises while noticing what they're trying to express to you. The quickest way to do this is to jot these emotions down into a journal or notebook. Writing rants helps you to not only vent your pent-up emotions, but also to get a clear picture of what the ego mind is fearing. The next part of the process is extremely important. Once you've written down all your emotions and feelings, take a look at each one and try to uncover only the facts about what's going on in the situation. A really great question to ask yourself is, without any thoughts, feelings, emotions, projections, or anything else, what's really going on here? What often arises at this point is fear of the unknown or fear of the next step. The truth of the matter is that fear is a natural outcry of the ego mind, which will go to great lengths to try to help you stay connected to the status quo. Be good to yourself. When going through the dark night of the soul, be good to yourself. Drink plenty of water, meditate, move your body. And as we shared earlier, journal. Find a way to get your emotions out and to look at them clearly. Most important of all, never forget that the infinite loving universe loves you and supports you. It's always for you and never against you. Make a choice to move forward. Once you're able to get to the truth of all those erratic emotions, having a temper tantrum because they're afraid of the next step, make a conscious choice to move forward despite your fear. This step often takes a lot of courage and willingness to stick it out till you reach the other side. But the new beliefs and perspectives you glean are well worth the effort. Appreciate the process. Appreciating the process means to be grateful for all the life lessons that are unfolding before you during the dark night of the soul. You know, Napoleon Hill once said, "Through every adversity lies a greater seed of success." So ask yourself, what's good about this situation? Or if I did know what was good about this situation, what would that be? What is the situation teaching me? What is it teaching me to not do? Write those things down, ponder them, and it'll help you even get clearer and move you even quicker towards the other side where you'll finally see the light. You know, an attitude of gratitude coupled by some illuminating, thought-provoking questions does wonders for the mind, body, and soul, and is one of the fastest ways to move through any emotional pain that attempts to rob you of divine peace. In closing, don't give up. Trust the process. Give yourself permission to move through it, and you will find yourself on the other side of joy. Blessings, love, and light to you, and I know you're going to get through this. If this video has helped or encouraged you, let me know by leaving a comment below. And please share a little love forward by either liking this video and or subscribing. This is Dar Payment, and I will see you at the next video.